Hey people, Anne Marie West got at me and said she needs production and thought she had found some, but they took her money. Um, and I feel like if you go deeper into the thread of that YouTube video that she commented on, which one was it? The one where I'm talking about distribution, I'll put a card to it here. I believe she did some work with Pakistan. Now, not gonna throw Pakistan under the bus. When I worked at Ezekiel, when I was the senior men's designer there, our we did all our wovens there and some of our knit categories there. So they're good for those categories. And I'm sure they're expanding. I just had this conversation though. China, for me, they've been doing it for decades. They kill it, and that's why, in a mass production sense, it's very difficult to beat China. You have one-off categories where, again, India, Pakistan, Korea's in the mix or has been in the mix for footwear. But I mean, a lot of production though is back in China for that as well. You might find something in Vietnam or Philippines, but China kind of has that on lock. So, Anne Marie, sorry to hear about that experience. I know it's real, and for anyone that's venturing out to find production, it's a slippery slope. It's tough because I owned a screen printing company that did production service, and then I've been obviously on the other side of it where I'm trying to get production done and developed, and so communication is important. I mean, initially when you find a vendor, I would say try to find references, but that's difficult because no one wants to give up their contacts, and to let you know if they have a really really killer vendor, they don't want to add more brands to it because then that's going to change their position on the totem pole, if they have a good relationship with them. Also along that point, that's why I always tell companies, especially if they're a smaller company, that it's important to fly me out there, or your designer or your production manager. Someone needs to be a point of contact in China or wherever you're doing production so that they can put a face to the brand and help them kind of accelerate things, especially if you're not their top customer. If you're like their fourth customer out of 10, it's going to help if you physically show up there to get an update on your clothing rather than an email or a Skype session. And make sure the terms are correct. Like, you never want to pay 100% up front. Try to get references. And another thing, this came up in a conversation with domestic production with a lot of these companies that are trying to do cut and sew for new brands, is find out if they're a middleman. I mean, ask them if they're a middleman. See how they respond to that. But a lot of the game is being a middleman to the connect, and that's not necessarily a bad thing if they're giving you good service, but obviously it's going to be cheaper if you deal with the source. And middlemaning is nothing new in multiple industries, but obviously if you cut one or two people out of the equation, again, your goods and speaking directly to the production is going to be worth its weight in gold. So, Anne Marie, get back out there, find more production if you can. I know it's tough to do that, but if you can find a few of them, and they're out there, they're definitely out there. You got to be resourceful. Go to trade shows, go to Magic, go to the vendor production. That's not the name of it. At Magic, sourcing at Magic. Go take a trip to Vegas and do sourcing at Magic. There's a lot of good vendors there. And I did say I don't trust Alibaba in a earlier video, but I've found there's actually a lot of really good vendors on Alibaba. Now, sorting through them, that's a whole nother deal. Okay, so for production, people looking for production, I hope that helps. Have anything to add to the conversation, drop it on the cipher below. I'll see you guys on the internet. Peace.